welcome to another podcast. I'm Fettouhi, and let's talk games. Well, let's start with news. There's actually quite a bit this week here, and I think it's because it's Friday. I think let's start with the PlayStation Network updates for the PlayStation Store. Oh, there's not a lot. There's some offers as always. Gravity Crash, Prince of Persia Classics, Fexter Neo, I think it's pronounced. Tom Clancy's Hawks, US Eagles Pack, Sean White Snowboarding Hard Pack, James Cameron Avatar the Game for the PSP, Crazy Taxi Fair Wars for the PSP, Sega Mega Drive Collection for the PSP, Estonia Stories for the PSP, Street Riders for the PSP, and Dracula Undead Awakening, and that's a mini game. They are on sale until April 29th, and there's some permanent price reduction also. Trine is actually, I think it's down $5, or £4, £5, or €3, whatever your currency is. Red Faction Guerrilla Demos of the Demons of the Badlands, and that one is also permanent price reduction, and some Saints Row 2 Ultra Exposed pack for was also gotten a price reduction. And there are some downloadable games, some classics we all know. Final Fight, there's Double Impact, and there's Section 8 also. And then we have Oddworld, Apes Odyssey for the PS1. You can also use that for your of course, for your PS3 and or your PS3. PSP or for your PS3. Sorry. And of course, there's some minis. Some Frost Puzzle, and this is funny. Availability not available in Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, and Switzerland. And I don't know why, but it's stupid. Probably because some restriction of the game. I don't know. Hysteria Projects. Another mini, Monopoly is pronounced. Only available in France, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and the United Kingdom. I never get this. Stellar Attack and Freakscape Escape from Hell. Weird name. Anyways, and of course, Trial and Unlock, the new Sam & Max, The Devil's Playhouse Episode 1 from Telltales. You can get that on your PS3, your 360, or your PC to play. You can download it from one of your consoles, or of course get it from Telltale Games, or I think it's actually on Steam also. Demos, Skate Free demo, which probably isn't that good. And of course, the long-waited, for people that stayed true to the GTA series and only had it on PS3, you got your 2 add-ons, The Lost and the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony is available now. And of course, you can go out and buy the disc version also, so you can get your packs, which does not require the game. And let's see here. Dead to Rights, some two free packs. Jack's pack and Shadow pack, both of them free. Some Just Cause 2. Monster Truck, some Dynasty Inferno, Devil's Pack, Dynasty Warrior Strike Force, Additional Quest 4, which is free. Dragon Ball Raging Blast, Ultimate Warrior Pack, which is also free. Zen Pinball, Excalibur Table, Hustle Kings, Hex Crazy Pack, also free. And Pain Fluffer the Cat. Now that's a name. Fluffer the Cat. And of course some new Rock Band content, which I'm pretty much nobody cares about anymore because sales on music games are going down like like crazy. Of course, some Guitar 5, which of course is much smaller than the Rock Band, and some Karaoke Revolution. First Play episode 002, which is only available in UK. I don't get this. Why are they really? They're really splitting up the content at the moment. And of course, videos, Ghost Recon, Future Soldier, we have the Samurai 3, and DC Universe Legend trailer. Some dynamic themes, Mega Man 10 dynamic theme, Shatter dynamic theme, White Knight Chronicles dynamic theme, and iPad. Avatars, some iPad stuff, wallpapers, Dante's Inferno, special offers, already told you about that. Minis, we already talked about that. Some add-ons for the PSP, Buzz, and what else? Some Little Big Planet, of course, which they always, actually, in almost every week or every month, they have something new for the PSP or the PS3. So that's pretty much it. Not a lot of stuff. So let's talk a little bit about new releases. For 360, there has been some releases. If I can find it, there it is. Let's see here, and of course it's been out since April 13th, and of course the new Splinter Cell game. Which let's see, what's the reviews like on Metacritic at the moment? It's probably high. Give me a second, gonna load this sucker up. Let's see here, 86 on Metacritic, 77 for users. So I haven't gotten it, and it's got, of course, a collector's edition. Let's check a look what's actually in it. Is it called a collector's edition or is it called a special edition? Let's see here. And I'm gonna recommend you for people who are actually interested in in collector's edition and stuff like that. Go to collectorseditions.org, which is a site permanently only what I was gonna say, it's only for collector's edition. You can find upcoming collector's editions, what they have, what games are gonna have collector's editions for, what's the difference from country to country or region to region. It has all the information. Sorry. And I found it by accident. I was Googling collector's editions, I don't know why, a couple of weeks ago, and I found this, and it has a ton of information, and it has a nice upcoming release for only collector's edition. We only talk about collector's edition, special edition bundles, and whatnot, and they even do unboxings, but not video unboxings, but unboxings for pictures. I think they do some video unboxings, maybe. But let's see what it comes with. It comes with a sticker. Let's see if we can find a list of it. I wanna list this on Wake. Blah blah blah. Some collection NTSC, and of course this is NTSC version I'm gonna talk about. Okay, and they even give ratings. It's an 8 out of 10 rating on collector's edition, so it's okay. You get a custom card size USB drive. That's nice. Always nice to have a USB drive. It doesn't say the size of it, but Fifth Freedom, The Art of Splinter Cell book. 2 exclusive in-game content items, collectible, the scale, or the DK, what is it? Collectible decals? I don't know what that is. Anyways, and Digging in the Ashes comic book. So there's a comic book, there's art book, there's a USB drive, and there's some content for the game. Pretty cool collector's edition. I would say if I was gonna get this collector's edition, I would definitely, if I was gonna get the game, I would definitely get this collector's edition. Let's see if there's a difference between the American version and the European version. So let's go over and select PAL and find the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell Conviction Limited Edition, Limited Collector's Edition. And let's see here. It has a. Let's see. This is what it's gonna. What it contains. A marketplace code for in-game in-game content. Xbox Live Classic version of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Fear. So you get some in-game content for Conviction. You get the classic Chaos Furies, a making of DVD, and a comic book. A 32-page comic book. So you don't get the art, but what it looks like. But you get instead an extra game if you don't have it already, which I actually don't own it. But I have played the first Splinter Cell, but I never gotten into it, even though it's a sneaking game, just like Metal Gear Solid. But I like Metal Gear Solid a lot more than this game. So if you're in Europe and want to get the limited collector's edition of Splinter Cell Conviction, this is what you get. So, pretty neat. We can actually. The funny thing is, we can actually check what the Japan version gets, the NTSC Japan version, if they actually get it. That's funny. It's not out. They actually don't have a lot of collector's editions in Japan for the 360. Anyways, so that came out, and well, I hear it's a good game. It's definitely living up to, I think, the hype. Maybe a little bit. Some people might be disappointed. Maybe some people might think it should have gotten mid-90s or low 90s, but well, 86 is what it's getting at the moment. And let's see here what else is on this list here. We already talked about I really got something stuck in my throat. Annoying. Anyways, Grand Theft Auto, Battlegate Tony, Liberty City Stories, all that. We know it's out. We couldn't care less. But I'm glad that it finally came for the PS3 also. Let's see here. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else out right now interesting. Then Splinter Cell Conviction. This is pretty much the biggest thing that came out this week. Let me double check at my retailer store. There's nothing else coming out this week or came out this week. The next week, of course, is going to be Dead to Rights, which it's a third-person shooter where you play a brutal cop and have a dog with you, and you go around and kill people or kill criminals. And then we have Nier, which people expect will do poorly, and it's not hyped at all, and I've been looking into it, and it looks okay, but when I look closely to the video, it doesn't look like a quality game, but I might be wrong. But it's definitely, for me, not a title that's worth at the moment buying at launch for full price, so I'm gonna skip it. Anyways, what I've been doing pretty much, I finished Red Steel 2. The weekend Um, After the same weekend that I played, finished, or the weekend after, I can't remember. Anyway, last weekend actually, I finished Red Steel 2, which is an okay game. The story, the ending really isn't that interesting. The controls in that game, I've told you before, is not not perfect. Um, you might have to calibrate an extra one more time between while you're playing, because the gyroscope or whatever it's called, the Wii Motion Plus, just loses total control over it, and you aim poorly and stuff like that, and reconfiguring it helps. But it's definitely a flaw in my opinion. You shouldn't. A device like that should not, which is meant to know where in space you are, should not be have to configure it more than once during a game. But it's probably because it's an attachment. But because I've never had the problem with this while it's using it in the PS3 controller, for instance. So I'm not impressed with this, and I think the game could actually have been made without it, with fine tuning. So finished that. I got my hands on Crackdown, the first one, because Tyler convinced me in a way. He told me to get a look at it. And I found some old trailers and stuff like that, and got myself to watch it. And I found it cheap, so I bought it, got it. I've been playing it. It's a nice switch over to that instead of a first-person shooter, and then a hardcore RPG with 40 plus hours in it to it. So it's nice to relax a bit. But it's not. I have some issues with it. I would really like a better story and the one that's already in it. But I like what keeps it going, in my opinion, is the upgrading thing. It's like you go do stuff constantly to gather XP and stuff and become more powerful and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm running around the city and finding weapon depots and stuff like that. And I'm hoping the second one, which is coming out soon this summer here, has a better story than this, because it's pretty boring right now story wise. You go and kill a lot of people. It's not that interesting, but it's nice to just shut down and press some buttons and run around and have fun. So that's cool too. That's pretty much it what I've been doing. As for games, I of course, what did I pre-order? I can't remember. I pre-ordered something. I got my hands on the collector's edition guide of Final Fantasy 13, which I've been looking in a little bit at, and finding out that the game is huge with upgrading stuff like that. Alan Wake, I pre-ordered, yeah, and that's pretty much the only thing. And that's the book is okay. You can't get it anymore. It was a limited collector's edition, so if you're looking for it, you can only get the normal one, and it's probably half the size, and it's soft cover or paperback. It's this one is hardcover. And I've had to find it used, but it's not that used. I think the guy who had it before me opened it one or two times, looked into it, and finished the game, and then moved on and sold it. So I got it for okay price, and got my hands on that. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. Of course, I've been busy with work. I have a long weekend, actually. I have Monday off because yesterday I spent almost 12 hours at work doing stuff, so I need a break, or I need a long weekend to regenerate and have some fun with with games and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. But let's talk a little bit about some news and rumors. Um, let's talk about the one of my favorite series of all time, Monkey Island, which finally has a place on the PlayStation. Also, it has just been opened up too, so there's a Monkey Island Pirate Paradise for the PlayStation Home, and it's probably only US. Sadly, I don't know. Hopefully, they actually put it on both both US and Europe accounts. And of course, hopefully also Japan, but Japan probably doesn't know what the game is, anyways. But I hope it's there. I haven't checked it out. I just got home from work, so I haven't had that much time to look at home, and I'm usually not there. I just go into it if there's some new cool stuff there. But anyways, awesome. Some Monkey Island. I hope they. Looks like they used some of the authenticated models from. No, I think they did something. From the looks of it, they used the ideas from the game, but Guybrush doesn't look like Guybrush. But the clothes look like they should, but. Oh well, it looks cool, and we're back on the ship the Lady Chuck's ghost ship, so that's awesome. I recommend you checking it out, or at least check out the games. They're awesome, probably the most funny games you can find back in the early 90s, late 80s on PC. So that's really cool. Final Fantasy 13 PS3 nearly doubles 360 versions in the US sales, and that's of course a no-brainer. There's been a lot of issues with the not a lot of issues, but there's been some things with the 360 version, and from what I remember, and of course, now I remember the problem wasn't they had scaled the 720p down. And you can see it clearly after a company actually did detailed research on it. Probably maybe that, and probably because it's Final Fantasy, it belongs on the PlayStation because that's where Sony had their big break, and Final Fantasy really had the huge break, and was. A big push for the PS1, but of course the authenticated console for it is of course the Nintendo, which isn't around anymore. The NES, sadly, it's in our good memories, and some of us have some old ones, but it's pretty hard to find copies of it. At least in Europe it is, and it costs a fortune. But Final Fantasy came back on the map with Final Fantasy VII, which is my favorite, and of course pushed the PS1 forward, and the Final Fantasy VII was of course on the PSN network for PS3 and PSP, and the same with the same with 8 and 9 is coming also. And then we go to PS2, and I don't know if it ever will come to the PSN store. I hope they emulate PS2 games in the future, but for us that might have a backwards compatible PS3, we can play the games. Or I still recommend you playing on the PS2 because from what I remember, and I haven't tested this out in a long time, the scaling is actually a lot better on the PS2 than the PS3 because it's still a different configuration. But I actually remember they tweaked it a little bit in the first couple of firmwares. But anyways, good to hear that the PS3 version is selling really great, and it's definitely it's a no-brainer. Everybody who I heard on podcasts and who I talked to, they say I'm gonna get the PS3 version simply because, well, it's there. That's what's natural to me, and I agree with them. It's natural to buy it on the console that you feel it's comfortable, and of course you don't have to swap the free disc around compared to the one Blu-ray. And well, another news: Team Fortress 2, which I know Rust is a big fan of, still playing it hard, and a lot of other people are. Finally gets some add-on, well-deserved rabbits, and that's of course because of the Sam and Max new episodes are starting, and you can get it on Steam. That's why they're celebrating it with giving you some rabbit hats. So looks funny. I don't. They haven't done a funny video of it, but some funny pictures of the tank pointing a finger at another guy and making and laughing, which is it looks cute, it looks funny. But love Sam Max. I played the first game. I played the first season, and I haven't picked up the second season yet. But the first season is really funny. So check it out, and check out of course, the links that I'm putting up, and read the article. And now to our favorite, or some of your favorite, some of you might call him your favorite game developer, which of course is Miyamoto, Mario creator, and they're talking about if he's of course is old and getting older with time, and and saying maybe when will he retire, because he's 60 at the moment, I think, and isn't it about time? Or maybe most people actually think 60 is the appropriate age to retire, but well, Miyamoto says no, or he's probably not considering it because he has so many great ideas, and I think that's fine as long as you're healthy and sane enough to keep going. I think you should. Anybody who's no matter the age are should do their work if they want to. And the retiring age in my country is 65 at the moment. It was 62, 63 before, but they actually tweaked up a bit. I don't know why. I can't remember why, but it's 65, normal retirement age. So, well, we can only say he's probably going to keep making Mario games, or at least be a part of it, probably until the day he dies. That's of course awesome to know that they keep making that. And some other news: Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is of course coming out next month, and there are of course some rumors about how will the U.S., the Europe, and the Japanese version be alike. Will they cut certain things because of age appropriate? How will it get rated? And it looks like, or they're saying that West getting the unedited version of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. And who knows? It would be funny if US got it unedited. I think it's gonna be edited no matter what. But I just want the game. The game plays awesome. If you played the demo, you can download it. It's so great. It's probably going to be one of the best PSP titles this year. Can only recommend it. I love Metal Gear. Great series. And for unedited, well, as long as it doesn't ruin the game. And I'm 100% sure it's not going to ruin the game. I think it's a big fuss about it. Of course they're going to edit things out. That's usual stuff. But we always know that Metal Gear Solid, as for editing and story-wise, we always know that it's going to be done with a great panache, and it's going to be great. People are hyping it up, and I'm definitely following the hype. I haven't looked into it that much to ruin the story, but I played the demo, and it's definitely worth the money at the moment, in my opinion. So I'm definitely going to get it. And some other news, of course, I've got my hands on Demon's Souls. I got the Asian version. Well, it's finally coming out, actually, for Europe. in a lovely big box. Some art design and stuff like that. So it's gonna get. We're finally gonna get it. I'm speculating it's gonna be the same version as the US version, which of course we already know is a tuned or a tuned or a upgraded, enhanced difficulty level in the game, so it's pretty much impossible to play what I've heard. But I'm not gonna get this. I already have the game. I'm satisfied with the with the difficulty level of the game already. It's hard enough, so I'm not gonna pick up a game that's harder and pretty much the same. So, but it's cool for people who don't have the ability or the time to go out and find a decent place to pre-order it and pre-order it or import it in from other regions. So, and I hate this with. It's been out for almost 2 years now over in Japan, almost a year in the US, and now Europe is getting it. It's too slow. It's way too slow. And there's another funny thing that I found on Joystick was Assassin's Creed 2 has actually gotten enters the Guinness World Records of 2010. And you probably think, oh, it's because of the game. Wrong answer. It's actually because of publicity. I'm reading here right now, and it's actually because of. It's been. Let's see here. And I'm quoting, Assassin's Creed 2 has been awarded the world record for being the most covered featured video game in the world. And that means, or in other words, it appears on more magazine covers between April 2009 and April 2010. That's a year, a year for some people. We all know that it's not the normal year that they talk about the calendar year. They're going after just a season year for video game covers, and it's been on 127 covers for 32 different countries, and that's great. The game has been at launch. It was hyped. It got great reviews. It's a lot better than the first one, and we are of course gonna finally got a fixed date for Ubisoft Marathon where I will be playing Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a sweet game. It's definitely a must-own game, no matter what console you have. So that's pretty much it for news. There's some other news, but there's a little bit of news. We of course talk a little bit about it. The problem is there's not a lot of info on it because, for instance, we could talk about the Square Enix Lara Croft Tomb Raider that's coming out, the digital one, which pretty much looks like strategy-based, like Baldur's Gate or something. But the problem is there are only screenshots of it. And I've been trying to figure out. I'm of course talking about Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. Figuring out what to do with the game, but it's just like I don't know what it is. Give me some. We know it's gonna have co-op and stuff like that, but I need more than a screenshot because I'm really confused because it was a third-person platformer action adventure game, and of course the firmware that came out for the PS3 was hacked because they took out the Linux support for to install OSs, and some guy freaked, and I don't know why. I haven't used mine at all, and I don't think more than 1% is using it. But it's just because they took something away, they want it back. And they should have left it alone. But that's pretty much it. No more news now. Look at the time. It's we're good. It's a normal length podcast as always, and there's really not a lot more. I wish I had some more games to talk about, but since it's April and it's actually of course next month where I'm getting Peace Walker, Alan Wake, a lot of other games that I'm probably gonna pick out spontaneously. And I haven't had time to play a lot of games, so it's pretty much been one game at a time. So I'm hoping that I might be able to finish some more games in the upcoming podcast, but who knows? But anyways, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.